Okay, today we're just looking at rearranging formulas, which is essentially solving linear equations as well, except we're just not solving for a number. To get the pronumeral to equal number, we're solving it to get the pronumeral to equal a rule or something. So you might do this a lot in science and stuff where you need to rearrange maybe like say velocity equals distance over time, but you don't need to find velocity, you want to find the distance, so you rearrange the formula. So let's have a look. So what you want to do, so in the next ones they've asked us to rearrange to make x the subject. So we want a formula that says x equals. So if we have a look at what's happened to x, so remember when we have to think about, so the first thing that happened to x was it was multiplied by k. Then the second thing that happened was m was added to it. Okay, so we added m thing. So if we want to go, and then the third thing was we let it equal y. Okay, so if we want to go backwards, we're going to do inverse operations. So the inverse, and we go back in order. So we're going to subtract m and then divide by k. So if you have a look, we're going to move this m over, because we're trying to get x by itself. So let's move that m over, and we've got y minus m equals kx. Now because that k is timesing, you move it over, it will divide, and there you go. So we now have essentially, because we could write that as same thing, x, we've got a rule for x. So you've rearranged to make x the subject. Okay, so if we have a look at this one, we're trying to get x by itself, so I'm going to move the 3 over. The opposite to subtracting is adding. Then I'm left with 6x. Now because that 6 is timesing, it will divide on this side, so equals x. So just to show you, say maybe in science you might have velocity equals distance over time, and you might want a formula for distance. So d, so we'd be moving the t away, so it'd be v times t, because it's like that. Or if you wanted t the subject, you might say, well, vt equals d, so t equals d divided by v. So there you go. So that essentially, if you've been doing any of that, you do it in science as well.